crazy cool. These are your Torghast spells. So Torghast, if you remember the preview at BlizzCon, you get to choose stuff to buff your character. Like, as you do various areas of Torghast, you will get to choose something that you can carry on up to like the next floor and the next section and things like that. So let's like this is some of this stuff is mental, by the way. Torghast is ever-changing dungeon. Endless halls, environment, and mobs constantly change. It's not a timed dungeon. You could do Torghast solo with up to 4 or with up to 4 friends. Torghast will have cosmetics, story progression, and legendary rewards. So this is the mandatory content of Shadowlands. As you climb the dungeon, everything becomes harder, so you'll need to collect anima. Anima grants permanent upgrades or abilities that you can choose from within Torghast. You don't get to take them out. The Jailer will release a horde of monstrosities in the first few weeks of the expansion called Beasts of Prodigum. This modifies the experience and involves new spells like Chain of Command. Calls forth Horgle, a powerful shadehound that can stun individual enemies and draw their attention. As you progress through Torghast, you'll gather runes to take to the Rune Sage, who will help you forge legendary items. So you're going to get recipes, right? You're going to get to choose what legendaries you're making. Legendary recipe unlocks are account-wide. So if you earn them on your main, you can go and craft them on your alts. You may be able to put some of the old set or item bonuses from previous expansions on those legendary items. What's coming back? Let's place our bets. Cephas' Secret is coming back. Guaranteed. Cephas is coming back. I guarantee. Yeah, Cephas is definitely coming back. Thunder Fury would be really good. If they give us the Thunder Fury proc, that would be awesome. Shadowmourn's effect would be really nice. Yeah, something like that. That would be cool. Time Warp Ring. Oh, dude. Double Time Warp again? I would like the balanced one where Starfall can cause Star Surge and Star Surge could call that. Stop legendary ringing. No, man, I want to think. Like, there's so many things because they're saying it's from previous expansions as well. It's not just like from Legion. It's from any expansion, right? It could be any sort of thing. The Wad Ring. No way, Statbar. The Wad Ring is never coming back. The Mop Cloak. I could definitely see the cloak coming back. Wings, Wad Ring, Windwalker Helm. The Rogue. Oh, I could see the Rogue Daggers. And remember, it's tier sets as well. What was the Fire Mage tier set bonus that was in WoD that was insane? Remember that one? Something like that. The Starbow from Sunwell. Ooh, Shadow Priest Nighthold set. 4 void points get you into a farm. Oh, that could be dank. Combustion buff. Yeah, Pyroclasms or something like that. Yeah, it gave you like 4 guaranteed crits. Yeah, 4 free pyros. Yeah, it gave you 4 free pyros. Assurance of Consequences cooldown reduction trinket. It could be even bigger than that, guys. It could be an Arcano Crystal. Woohoo. We'll have to wait and see. We are legendary ringing a bit. But that's really interesting. The double Death Coil proc for Unholy DKs was really nice. That was in Kata, I think. That was really good, where you got 2 Death Coils every time it procced. That could be cool. You might be able to put some of the old tier set or item bonuses from previous expansions on LEGO items. Torghast can have new environments, creatures, powers, and rewards throughout the expansion. There is no plans for leaderboards right now. Okay. So these are the abilities you'll get to choose. Grant the Heartbreaker talent. So you actually can pick up extra talents while you're in there. All right. So if you choose Deathlord's Legacy, you gain a new talent. You just straight up get another talent. So this one's the same thing. Grants an extra talent. This one grants talents. So you pick up like multiples of your own talent tree. Shackle the Unworthy cooldown reduced. Shackle the Unworthy reduces enemy damage dealt to you by an additional 10%. Yeah, like the class rings. Yeah, very much like that. Shackle the Unworthy will automatically be cast on enemies that strike you in melee. This effect cannot occur more than 20 seconds. Shackle the Unworthy charms the target, causing them to be allies and fight for you. This is going to be ridiculous. The amount of min-maxing you could do as a 5-man group is insane. It's really crazy. Shackle the Unworthy also increases your damage dealt to the target by 20%. Is it not up to 5? Was it not? With up to 4 friends. So it's a 5 total. Yeah. So it's for you or with up to 4. So that's 5. Yeah. Alright, Demon Hunters. They get a bunch of talents that they can get. Grant Soul Rending, Cycle of Hatred, Unleash Power. Your Steward's File of Serenity refreshes the cooldown of Elysian Decree. 20% of the damage dealt by Elysian Decree is returned to you as healing. Elysian Decree deals 40% more damage. The damage of your next Elysian Decree is increased by 10% for every second that you don't cast it while it's on cooldown, up to a maximum of 300% additional damage. Your next Unburden has infinite duration. Immolation Aura increases the damage of Chaos Strike, Soul Cleave, and changes the type to fire. A 50% damage increase on Blade Dance and Sigil of Flame. Cooldown of Blade Dance is reduced by 15%. I-Beam has a 20% chance not to incur its cooldown. The same with Fell Devastation. Good God. I wonder if that can proc off itself. Do you think that can proc off itself? So you're just like I-beaming for like 40 seconds or something. You're just like I-beam. I wonder if it can proc off itself. That would be crazy. Killing a Morat during meta adds 6 seconds to the duration. Meta increases your size, movement speed, and melee range by 100%. Meta cooldown reduced by 15%. I-Beam Fell Devastation cooldown is reduced by 85% during meta. What the tits? Holy crap. Oh, DH sounds so fun in Torghast. That sounds insane. Fell Rush has a 1 second recharge. Fell Rush range increased by 100%. Imprison now charms your target, forcing them to side along with it. This is why this is so good. Because it doesn't matter to the balance and the raids and the PvP. It doesn't matter. It's just going to be a Torghast. You can just be a complete goofball and play like a maniac. 50% damage to buff to Immolation Aura. Destroying a destructible object increases the damage of your next demon's bite by 5%. This effect stacks up to 100 times. Nice. Damaging the same enemy with these abilities 3 times in a row grants you 10% additional damage to that enemy. Every 5 uses of Blade Dance or Sigil will heal you for 50% of your max health and refill your fury. Looting Phantasma increases the damage of your I-Beam by 1%. Okay. You're immune to all damage when casting I-Beam and Fell Devastation. So you pair Shield of Unending Fury with that chance to just be I-beaming all the time, and the one where your I-beam has crazy cooldown inside meta, and you're literally just a turret of laser energy that takes no damage. Your first Chaos Strike, Soul Cleave, and Vengeance on a floor deals an additional 750% damage. Meta increases your size and melee range by 100%. Yeah, we read those ones. Cool. Successfully casting Consume Magic heals you for 20% and grants you a random well-fed buff. Cool. Alright, Druids. Purity's Veil lasts 10 seconds longer. Purity's Veil is 50% larger. Boring. Show me some... And grants you talent. So the Druid's not finished yet. That's fine. Alright, looks like Hunters are more finished. So we've got all the stuff that grants you free talents. Resonance Trap cooldown reduced by 10 seconds. When an enemy triggers Resonance Trap, the hunter and their pet are healed for 25% of their HP. The duration increased by 50%. Resonance Trap increases the hunter's chance to critically hit the target by 25%. Increase the hunter's damage dealt to targets with Resonance Trap's effect by 10%. If the hunter does not have loss on the target, damage is increased by 1000%. You're legitimately going to see hunters running out of line of sight and peppering things through the wall. Through the wall. That's what's going to happen. Through the wall. The 30% bonus crit chance from Resonance Trap now applies to the hunter's entire party. I'm taking a hunter. I'm going on my demon hunter. I'm taking a hunter. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. Damage buffs to your standard spells. Cooldown of Bestial Wrath is reduced by 15%. Bestial Wrath and such increases your dodge chance. A special 1 minute Bestial Wrath True Shot Coordinate Assault is automatically applied to you every time you go to a new floor. You just get True Shot for a minute. Sure. Thanks. Thank you very much. You just go and give... I changed floor. Now I just have True Shot for a minute. Nice. Interrupting reduces the cooldown of your main mage cooldowns. Cool. A Morat fights at your side. Increase your pet's health. Increase your pet's damage. An enormous Morat fights at your side. Your next kill shots are guaranteed kills. Disengage has charges. Disengage grants focus. Landing on a Morat with disengage will instantly kill it. That is awesome. That is so good. That is like Roger Brown jizzing in his pants right there at pulling that off consistently. Just taking this disengage has charges and just backflipping into Morats and just killing them all over the place. Performing this feat a certain amount of times will increase all damage done. Yeah. Your first damage attack after disengage deals an additional massive damage. Cheater's cooldown is reduced. Killing an enemy adds to speed. Cool. Aspects of the cheetah. You can now attack during aspects of the turtle, and its duration is tripled. I'm just going to sit in my little green shell, and I'm going to shoot you. I'm just going to sit in my little green shell, and I'm going to shoot you. And you can't do nothing about it. Can't do nothing about it. Your first certain amount of attacks won't break freezing trap. I love this. They're going to get people to be using traps again. So good. Morats periodically attack. I like the way that the hunters are all focused on like taming and controlling the beasts inside as well. Really cool. The damage of your next Barb Shot, Beast Mastery, Steady Shot, Kill Command is increased by 5% when you break a destructible object, and it stacks up to 100 times. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, Mages. Gain a load of talents. Radiant Spark's initial damage is increased by 100%. Radiant Spark lasts another 4 seconds. Radiant Spark can be cast instantly and interrupt spell casting, so it's an interrupt as well. After hitting an enemy with Radiant Spark, the damage of your 4th subsequent direct damage spell against that target is increased by 600%. 800% of the damage dealt by Radiant Spark is returned as healing to the whole party. Oh, I don't even know what setup you would want to take in here. This is mental. I think you would want a Vengeance DH so far. Damaging an enemy will also apply Frostbite, dealing damage equal to 50%. Damaging an enemy will also apply Frostbite, dealing damage equal to 50% of their total HP. After 4 seconds, the enemy will start regenerating all that lost health over a period of 10 seconds. Creatures can only be frostbitten once. It literally cuts their HP in half. Wow. Absorbs 60% of damage dealt to you when your health is below 15%. Crazy. Cast time reductions. 10% haste when you kill a creature with Arcane Explosion, Flame Strike, or Blizzard. Stacks up to 10 times. Oh, mages sound blasted. They're actually going to go... No wonder we've got Mana Gem back. No wonder. No wonder. AoEing gives you Prismatic Barrier by default. Your fire, arcane damage is just straight up doubled. Increased by 100%. Yeah, plus alter time. Sick. Mirror Image summons an additional copy. Damaging an enemy with Arcane Explosion increases the damage it takes from all sources by 15% for 10 seconds. You combine that with like a volley and trick-shotting hunter. The mirror images are more intelligent, gaining access to more spells and abilities. Teaches you Polymorph Morat, which works on... you can polymorph undead. Interesting. Polymorph is increased by 60 seconds. Effectively countering an enemy spell with counterspell reduces your damage taken by 25%. The absorb of your barrier is increased by 50%. Oh my god. Ice block no longer covers your feet, allowing you to move, albeit very slowly. Oh my god. It's called Ever Warm Socks. It sounds like Metal Gear. It sounds like putting a box over yourself in Metal Gear. That's exactly what that sounds like. That is crazy. Polymorph creatures regenerate health 75% more slowly, and the first 3 damaging attacks to the spells do not break Polymorph. Damage no longer breaks Frost Nova. Alter Time's maximum duration is increased by 5 seconds. Casting Alter Time reduces the duration of temporal displacement by 10 seconds for all players in your party. Time Warp also increases the rate at which time passes. Bruh. Time Warp increases the haste by 30%. Bro. Time Warp lasts 200% longer, but causes all affected players to die at the end. Actual Surrender to Madness went to the mages. It was the mages who got Surrender to Madness in the end. I wonder if that means then that if you die and your Torghast run, it's not actually over, right? I wonder if that means that. That's interesting. At the beginning of each floor, you receive intuition, telling you to cast a series of spells in a certain order. If you successfully cast these spells in the correct order, you get 10% more int. That's really cool. You just get a little mini DDR game and you get a big buff out of it. It's got to be scam though, right? It's got to be like blink, shield, mana gem, right? It's got to be turbo scam. I guarantee you, it's turbo scam. It's totally trash. It's absolutely trash. It makes you cast all sorts of random crap. Portal Ogrimmar, yeah, for sure, man. It's got to be so crazy. When I missed 200%, oh, the damage of Arcane Blast, Fireball, and Frostbolt is increased by 2,000%. When you cast it while invisible. Oh, you could combo that with some absolutely nuts things. Oh, you could combo that hardcore. I want to see what Ice comes up with that. I bet Ross is already fucking licking his lips at what he can come up with that. What would your Ignite be? Right? Oh, it's Fireball. Oh, but you're still going to get a sick Ignite of it. At the beginning of each floor, you'll receive the intuition. You will automatically cast invisibility when you die, hiding for you from the jailer and preventing your death from being noticed. This effect is then consumed. That's nice. Blink's cooldown cut in half. Blink no longer has a cooldown or mana cost, but your movement speed is now capped at 3 yards per second. It's gonna be bouncing around the room. There ain't no mage in the world who's walking when they've got that, I tell you, man. Nobody's walking nowhere. Blinking leaves a mirror image behind. The mirror image lasts for 10... Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way you can have both of those at the same time. There is no way you can have both of those at the same time. That would be so mental. So you've literally got this mage blinking around the room and just all these copies of him left behind. So it looks like some crappy 90s turbo speed. Casting Alter Time reduces the duration of temporal displacement. Yeah, we read that. They get the destructible object thing as well, where they get this 100% stacking thing. So they really want you to do a full-on Legend of Zelda Link in a shop type thing and smash all the pots. They want you to get that done. Your first Arcane Explosion on the floor deals 850% damage, as does Flame Strike and Blizzard. Blinking through a Morat will instantly kill it and reset the cooldown of Blink. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. We skip those things because they're the same as the ones that are above. That is hilarious. They call it the Dimensional Blade. Nothing personal, kid. Look at that. They're really having fun with this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a glory kill. They're having so much fun with it because they can just keep it in there. That's so good. That's so good. Really fun. Right, so monks get a bunch of stuff that give them free talents. Impressive weapons of order. Jumping or rolling while under the effects of weapon order will shoot a bolt of radiant energy at a nearby enemy, dealing arcane damage. Well, I assume you're going to have to move through trees, right? So you won't be able to... You might plan to ultimately get, say, a big blink combo, but you might not be able to access it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, not most classes don't have everything yet. So the monks haven't got all their stuff yet. Pallies. Oh, thank you, Tom, with the 3 gifted subs. Thank you, dude. Pallies don't have much of their stuff yet. Divine Toll has a chance to instantly kill enemies. Cool. All right. Priests have got their stuff. All right. So they've got a bunch of stuff that gets them extra talents. Casting Unburden refreshes the cooldown of Blind Faith. Blind Faith reduces the channel time by an additional 10%. The duration of the beneficial effect of Blind Faith is increased by 50%. Damaging an enemy while under the effects of Blind Faith has a very high chance to blind them, disorienting them for 6 seconds. Blind Faith causes you to go truly blind. It increases your damage and healing by 200%. Reduces damage taken by 40%. But while truly blind, you'll be completely unable to see your surroundings. Flash heal mana reduction. Flash heal repeats its effect after 4 seconds. Healing for 50%. Breakable objects. Oh, it's different though. Destroying a breakable object within Torghast empowers your next flash heal, guaranteeing a crit. For every 30 seconds that you do not cast flash heal, the healing of your next flash heal is increased by 100%. The effect stacks 6 times. Your flash heals apply a searing luminosity to your targets, causing them to reflect 50% of damage taken back to attackers for 20 seconds. Holy crap, that's awesome. Especially when you get to the higher levels where things probably start dealing like crazy, crazy damage. That's sweet. Your flash heals are now instant and cost no mana, but consumes 5 Phantasma. Don't know about that. The periodic damage of Holy Fire lasts longer. Holy Fire has a 50% chance not to trigger its cooldown. You take 35% less damage while an enemy within 10 yards is under the effects of Holy Fire. Very cool. When Holy Fire expires, it jumps to nearby targets. Nice. Mind Blast crits give 1,000 mana. Shadow Word Pain extension. Killing a Morat grants you a bonus charge of Shadow Word Death. Casting Mind Blast will daze the target, reducing the target's movement speed and chance to hit by 20% for 60 seconds. Subsequent casts of Mind Blast will remove the effect. Casting Mind Blast will no longer remove the Mind Blast, and then it upgrades, so you can feel the tree coming together. 20% of all damage that you take is stored as the Catharstic. Catharstic. The initial damage of your next Shadow Word Pain deals the stored damage to your target. I can already see people like, I'm building my Catharstic. I want to take some damage here for a sick Shadow Word Pain. It's going to be awesome. Shadow Word Death consumes Shadow Word Pain effects on the target, dealing all remaining damage. Mind Blast damage is increased by 500%, but its cooldown is increased by 400%. Mind Control can be used on undead beings. Casting Mind Control on an enemy will empty their pockets, giving you Phantasma. Using Mind Control on a Morat will trigger Rapid Contagion, causing all Morats within 0 yards to give birth to a litter of 2 to 5 additional Morats. Don't do that. That's weird. That's really weird. Mind Control increases the damage by 50%. You deal 25% more damage to creatures that are feared, horrified, stunned, or dazed. That's nice. Casting Thought Steal on a target has a chance to grant you a more power. This effect can only occur once per level. It's not implemented that, though. Leroy, thank you very much. Darrell, hey, Paku, how you doing? And Rax, hello, Rax, and Somaticus. Hello. Hi, Paku. I hope you're doing really well. Reflect the damage to your attacker. That's that Searing Luminosity we saw. When Shadow Word Pain expires, all party members near the target are healed for 10% of their maximum health. The Dead Morat grants you an extra charge of Shadow Word Death. That's Catharstic. Your self-healing from Boon of the Ascended, that's the zone power, is increased by 100%. The cooldown is reduced by 30 seconds. Nothing too amazing for the priests. Looks like the rogues don't have their stuff yet. Little bit of stuff. Oh, the shamans do, though. Ah, yeah. Oh, so okay, so there's the talents. You get Spirit Wolf. Earthquake lasts longer. Earthquake is larger. Earthquake damage is increased by 20% or by 50% if it damages only one enemy. When Earthquake knocks an enemy down, you get Maelstrom. Chain Lightning always... Chain Lightning always causes an elemental overload against enemies standing in your Earthquake. What the fuck? Oh, bruh. Oh, dude. Your intellect is increased by 10% for each Earthquake you have active. What's Elemental Overload? Where it attacks again. So you just be like spraying lightning all over the place. Sweetie! I do, Sweet. Thank you very much for the Prime, man. And Mr. Fighter Teddy. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. And Adapt and Carry. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, dude. Casting Earthquake automatically casts Chain Lightning at something inside the Earthquake. Oh my god. Wow. Holy crap. I wonder how much you can combo this to just be like stacking Earthquakes all over the place. Just Earthquake on Earthquake on Earthquake. Whenever you summon a totem, it causes an Earthquake at its location? What the fuck? We melee rage now, boys. Make way, melee. You are my new friends. You are my new friends. Earthquake reduces enemies' movement speed by 30%. Casting Flame Shock also casts Frost Shock. Healing Surge is 100% more effective. Frost Shock reduces movement speed by an additional 20 and lasts longer. Your Mastery now affects Earthquake, allowing it to cause Elemental Overload. Fire Ellie lasts indefinitely, but you cannot cast Frost spells. Cancellation to Frost Magic. More talents gained. Fire damage dealt by you and your summons increases the damage that target takes from Lava Burst by 3%, stacking up to 99 times. Flame Shock lasts forever. I mean, how does that work with Lava Burst procs? Does they just keep mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting? Holy crap. Well, you're either like... it sounds like you're either going to go a heavy Earthquake build and just be like Thor, basically. Or you might be able to go to a Fire side, which is more single-target focused. Earthshock grants you Lava Surge, resetting the cooldown of Lava Burst and causing it to be free. Summoning your Storm or Fire Ellie causes you to gain Ascendance for 10 seconds. I don't know. I don't know about Thor only, dude. I don't know about Thor only. I really don't know. I don't know, man. The fire sounds good too, dude. The fire sounds good too. Increase the damage of Lightning Bolt, blah, blah, blah. Increase the damage of Earthquake and such by 5%. Animal Lance supplies Flame Shock to enemies it strikes. Coalescences within the maw have improved your Earthquake spell. Yep. Grants talents. Vesper Totem, which is something we've been big on in the videos. We've been showing you a lot of Vesper Totem, thanks to Mr. Fingal in the chat, who's been doing all that stuff for us. Vesper Totem no longer has a mana cost. Vesper Totem's cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. Vesper Totem's effect allows Unburden to be cast instantly, even if it's on cooldown. Vesper Totem also grants 20% haste. The mastery effect of Vesper Totem is increased by 200%. Vesper Totem now lasts for 5 minutes. Will that affect the charges, Finn? Is he still here? He might be going to bed. But does that affect the charges? Ice, that mage stuff sounds crazy. Crazy. What is this? Nerd, this is this new stuff that the classes are getting within Torghast. Yeah, I'm still thinking that, Finn. It's only 6 spells still. Yeah, interesting. Magma Fist, I'll check that in a sec. But this is, for those of you unsure what this is all the choices you're going to get within Torghast. As you move through Torghast, you get to gain new abilities and stuff. And this is the stuff that that's been data mined. So it might change, but this is the ideas they're going with, which is totally over the top, totally wacky, crazy. Why are these spells so extreme? What is Torghast? Torghast is going to be the mandatory content that's in Shadowlands, where you get your crafted legendaries and stuff. It's a tower that is inside the Maw Zone. You can do it up from 1 to 5 players. And it's not time-based. It's an ever-increasing difficulty place. So the idea is that to get your main power gain will be pretty easy. but you can keep going through it. Like, you can keep going through it as a team. If you want to try and spend all day there on a Saturday, you want to team up with some friends and go into Torghast, you'll be able to do that and work your way through it. So each level gets more difficult, but in counter to that, they give you access to absolutely ludicrous spells, because it only exists within Torghast, so it doesn't matter for the rest of the world, where they could just let you guys go absolutely crazy. That's what it sounds like to me. According to Ian, we're going to be able to test this month. We're going to be able to test this month. So we'll be looking to get a team of us together. Probably get a big co-stream. I'll see if I can get Sloot and maybe Towley in. Maybe we'll get Bay in. Things like that. And we'll get everybody in. And we'll just have a day of doing Torghast and see what we find out in there. Play around on different character setups, the whole thing. So it should be a lot of fun. I think a TDP of Torghast potentially could last like a couple of hours. Let's take a look at Warlocks anyway. Okay, so they get to get a couple of their new talents. Scouring Tithe, which is their Bastion ability, reduced by 6 seconds. Grants Phantasma to all players if Scouring Tithe works. Scouring Tithe can be cast instantly. Scouring Tithe's periodic damage is increased. Scouring Tithe's duration is increased. Scouring Tithe is the dots. If you've not seen our videos that came out just before the stream, it's the Bastion dots. And if targets die with Scouring Tithe on, they grant you 5 soul shards. Very nice. They get that breaking objects as well. This breaking objects thing has me really curious as to how much destructible terrain is inside Torghast. Shadowbolt and Incinerate has a chance to instantly detonate your Curse of Doom. Ooh. Ooh. Natalie, really nice. Hello, Gorex. How you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Gorex Play. Thank you, man. Destructible terrain like the Jaina Wall? Who knows? Tables, chairs, pots, pans, who cares? Floors have definitely been mentioned, that you could do extra damage to floors. So whether that means that you go down to get further into the tower, I assume you go up. So going through the floor, I'm not sure. Could be like Binding of Isaac, where you get the odd ability to redo a floor that's a similar difficulty level. Therefore, you just get a bunch more rewards. That would be a cool idea if they're taking some inspiration from there. That would be sweet. That would be sweet if it could do something like that. I would like that. The cooldown of Summon, Dark Glare, and Tyrants is reduced by 10%. Dark Glare, Tyrants increase the verse of all players by 25%. The radius of Seed of Corruption and Implosion and Rain of Fire is 20% larger. AoE spells have a 20% increase, 25% increased crit chance. Corruption also reduces enemy movement speed by 60%. The damage of Corruption is increased by 10% for each freed soul you have in your possession, up to a maximum of 250%. Your Summon Demon spells are now instant. Your Summon Demon's damage is increased by 25%. Curse of Wreck no longer increases your enemy's attack power. Not yet implemented. The duration of Curse of Doom is increased by large number. Yeah, they lost the slow ring. I wish I had that when I was doing my Mage Tower. And its damage is increased by very large number. But then you pair that with, which one was it? Doomstone. Alright, so you get this that buffs your Doom to very, very large. Paired it with Doomstone, and occasionally you're just going to see nuclear bombs go off. And maybe some Doom Guards spawning as well. Big boofs. Drain life healing increased by 200%. Killing a Morat reduces the cooldown of Shadow Fury by 20 seconds. Drain life drains the same amount of health 10% faster. Fear instantly kills Morats. Shadow Fury deals 50 shadow damage to creatures that are already crowd controlled. And Unending Resolve lasts forever. Nice. The Warlock's Bargain. Instantly earn 10 out of 10 freed souls. There's a small chance that this will kill you. It's a small chance, though. It's well worth the risk. It is. It's well worth the risk. Corruption is 60% slow. Creatures that die while affected by corruption have a 5% chance to grant a freed soul. Demonic Gateway can now be used once every 3 seconds, but it deals damage to the Warlock for 5% of their total HP. I wonder what uses that could have. That's interesting. Breaking Objects increases the damage again. Your Summoned Demons have more health. Yeah. Every enemy within 40 yards that is afflicted by Curse of Tongues grants you 5% haste. That's an interesting one. Pact of Infernal Intimacy. Your summoned demons gain 100% health and damage every time you go up a floor. This bonus is lost when the demon dies or is dismissed. I mean, what does that mean for demonology? Like a Felguard or something? Yikers. I mean, how much damage will Fellstorm be doing? Pact of Thickness? Yeah, imagine the Fellstorm, right? Plushie, the Fellstorm should be off the page. Oh, a thick old Voidwalker, though. A thick old Void Boy. Just tanking it. His health just doubling every time. He could be huge. Could be. Look at Soul Platter. The duration of your Summon Dark Glare, Demonic Tyrant, and Infernal is increased by 100%. But it has a 50% chance to consume one of your freed souls when summoned. If a soul is consumed, the Dark Glare, Tyrant Infernal, is also increased by 100%. Oh, yeah. There's got to be some juicy pets in there, team. Juicy, juicy pets. All right, the Warriors. All right, so they got a bunch of stuff that gives them talents. Casting the Spear applies 5 sacks of Sunder Armor. Very nice. The damage effect of Spear of Bastion lasts forever. Its damage is increased by 50%. The duration is increased by 50%. The instant damage dealt by Spear of Bastion is increased by 100% each time it is cast, up to a maximum of 800%, after which it returns to its base damage again and repeats the cycle. Nuts. Oh, using Bladestorm, Wreck, or Avatar instantly grants 100 rage. Using Storm or Avatar, Recklessness, or Bladestorm, Fury, or Avatar Protection also applies Shield Wall, even if you are not wearing a shield. The durations of Storm and Avatar and Wreck and Bladestorm and Avatar increase by 200%. You're just Bladestorming for ages? Ah! You cannot stop me! I'm spinning! I'm spinning and I ain't stopping! I've got cutting this place in pieces, dude. Whirlwind increases your movement speed and reduces fall speed. While whirlwinding, you now periodically cast Heroic Throw at a random target every few seconds. While whirlwinding, you now periodically cast Heroic Throw at random enemies. Heroic Leap increases your whirlwind damage. Striking an enemy with Heroic Leap restores health. After landing your Heroic Leap, your damage taken is reduced and your damage dealt is increased. This effect goes away when you move, as long as you stand still. Victory Rush damage increased by 400%. Victory Rush has a chance to be castable again. Heroic Throw now chains to additional enemies. So you literally become Boomerang. The damage of charge is extended. The range of charge is extended. The damage of charge is increased by a percentage for every few seconds that you don't cast charge. You can charge without triggering its cooldown while under the effects of Victory Rush. Wow. The mobility on playing that right sounds nuts. Your shouts increase the damage of your next charge. Intimidating Shout now increases enemy damage taken. Your abilities, Rage Mode. Your abilities do not consume rage for 60 seconds after choosing this power. Weird. Your rage increases by a few seconds while there are living more. Oh, interesting counter. So we've seen a lot of stuff about killing more rats, and there's one for the warrior that gives them rage if the more rats are alive. Casting Slam with 100 or more rage will expend a full 100 rage, dealing LOL damage, but stunning you for a few seconds. Berserker Rage lasts 100% longer and also causes your party members to go berserk. You're giving rage to the whole party. Sick. Hamstring steals the enemy's speed, granting you movement speed for the duration of the effect. Rallying Cry is more powerful. Successfully interrupting a spell with Pummel causes the target to tremble in fear. Hamstringing an enemy that you have already hamstrung will root them. That's old school. That's TBC shit, right? Breaking the object. Striking a Morat with Heroic Leap instantly kills the Morat and resets the cooldown of Leap. You could literally just bounce. Your first Heroic Throw on a level deals 20,000 increased damage. Okay, so you pair that with the one that causes it to boomerang. You pair it with the boomerang and you literally just like woof, Mick Dundee style right into a packet. Just oh, that's funny. Your shouts destroy all destructible objects within 12 yards. Your shouts last longer. Good God, this sounds fun, man. This sounds crazy fun. Crazy fun. Hi, wifey.
Hello.
This sounds actually insane.
What?
Oh, I can't wait for the rest of the class stuff to come in. I want to know what paladins are going to get. Really badly, I want to know what paladins are going to get. Or if there's even more to come for these classes. I want to know what druids are going to get. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Let's jump in. Torghast sounds awesome. I hope we get it this week.